Hello Argonauts! Recently I have developed the blockchain voting system. It is fully decentralized, open source, it allows anybody to ask questions, anybody to vote for questions, and anybody to see or check the voting results. The idea of this voting system has been discussed publicly on Algorand forum. Disclaimer, it is not how the governance of the Algorand will work. If the Algorand Foundation decides to go with this voting system for the governance, I will be happy. But at the moment, I have not seen any actions that could lead to this outcome. Let's start by logging to the A-Wallet, where this voting system has been implemented. In the top menu, you can see the voting menu. The core of this voting system is that you can delegate your voting power to someone else. If you do so, you do not have to vote, and if that person votes, he also gets your voting power. Let's take an example. Let's say you are a kid. You trust your mother and you trust your father. So you can delegate 50% of your voting power to your mother and 50% to your father. The mother knows that the father does good decisions, so she delegates her full voting power to the father. This way, the father has full voting power of the mother and the kid. The delegation of the voting power doesn't mean that you cannot vote. It means that if you are busy, someone you trust can vote on your behalf. So let's set up some delegations. This is a list of test accounts that we will be using. Let's select test A and let's delegate his voting power to the test B and test C. For example, test A is the kid, and the kid trusts on 20% to his mother and 80% to his father. Let's store the delegation to the blockchain. We have the confirmation that we have made the transaction. The transaction is the self-transaction with a specified amount and specified node. Let's delegate from account B full power to account C. Let's go to B, voting menu, delegation. Let's select C and let's store this transaction to the blockchain. Payment has been confirmed. If you go away and you return back, you can see that your settings are being restored. It is because we loaded this latest transaction from the blockchain. Let's discuss the categories. You can see that we have delegated any category. With the kid example, if you trust your mother in healthcare and you trust your father in finance, you just assign a category healthcare to 100% voting power delegation to your mother and 100% voting power for category finance to your father. The category any is the fallback for all categories that you have not specified and are selected in the questions. Let's define the category finance and let's trust account D the 50 points, for example. We can see that the payment is being sent to the network, and now it is confirmed. Let's take a look on the transactions. Now we have the category any, which we trust account C, and we in category finance we trust account D. Before we ask a question, let's take a look at the trusted list menu. Voting trusted list. The vote calculation for each question is calculated always by two principles. One principle is one algo is one vote, and second principle is one trusted account is one vote. The trusted account principle is the same calculation of the delegated voting, with the difference that the voting power is not your balance, but if you are on the trusted list, it is 1, and if you are not on the trusted list, your voting power is 0. The questioner can select his own trusted list. He can add multiple accounts in one transaction to the list. This transaction is also self-transaction stored with specific amount and the information in the node. Let's use account test queue as the questioner, and let's put accounts to the trusted list. Let's assume only account A, B, and C are the trusted. We can see the message that will be stored in the blockchain here. So now the payment has been made. The same as other transactions, this payment is self-transaction with a specific amount. Let's ask a question now. Let's assume we are the Algorand Foundation and we want to have a poll on which of the project has the best community effect. Let's go to the voting menu, ask question. The title of the question is what people will see in the table of questions. The text is what they will see when they click on the row in the table. With URL address, you can specify more information about this question, because the node in the blockchain is limited. Number of blocks since now until the question will be closed. For example, if you put one block, it means that this question will be open only for 4 seconds. If you specify, for example, 100, it will be 400 seconds. If you specify, for example, 20,000, it will be something like 1 day. We have to give the codes and text for potential responses that people will vote for. We have discussed the category of the question before, which basically leads to knowledge aggregation. So let's ask a question. My best project, AAA, BBB, or CCC. Let's give it 100 blocks to complete. A, B, BBB, C, CCC. Let's keep this as community question, and let's put it to the blockchain. Confirmation has been done, and it's in the block 4457. Let's take a look at the overview, and we can see there is a question. So let's answer the question. Let's go, for example, to account B, and let's answer what is the best project. For example, 35% points for A, 73 for B, and 20 points for C. And let's vote. We have received confirmation, and if I return to the question, the my latest vote has been restored, and I can see how I voted. Let's go to, for example, account D, and let's vote on the same question, my best project, and let's go, for example, with this distribution, vote. Now we have two votes in these questions, this one and this one. So now let's wait for the voting to be finished, and let's check the results. The voting should be finished by now, so let's take a look at the results. Voting has been closed. Let's click on check results, and we can see our results. First results are per trusted lists, and second results is one coin, one vote. So this is the voting system built fully on Algorand blockchain, where questions, answers, and trusted leads are publicly visible and auditable. Anybody can publish the note field even in the other wallets or using the multi-signature accounts. I will appreciate the discussion in the official Algorand forum. Any tips for improvements, or if you can make a donation to the account shown about me, it will also help a lot. Thank you.